The city was alive, as it always was. Neon lights flickered, casting their glow on the rain-slicked streets. People hurried past one another, their faces buried in phones, their minds lost in the hum of daily life. But among them, unnoticed, walked a figure, tall, gaunt, and draped in a tattered coat that seemed to drink in the light around it. This was the Shadow Collector. No one saw him. Not really. He moved like a whisper, slipping through the crowd with an otherworldly grace. His presence was felt only in the faintest chill that ran down the spines of those who passed too close. And then it would happen. A flicker, a shift. The person would walk on, unaware that their shadow, their very essence, had been plucked from the ground and folded into the collector's endless bag. The first victim was a young woman named Clara. She had been laughing with friends outside a cafe, her shadow stretching long under the street lamp. When the collector passed, her laughter faltered. She blinked, confused, as if she'd forgotten something important. By the next morning, Clara was a shell of herself. She couldn't remember her favorite song, her best friend's name, or even why she'd woken up that day. Her family watched in horror as she drifted through life, empty and unrecognizable. Then there was Marcus, a street performer who played his guitar on the corner of Fifth and Elm. His shadow danced with him, mimicking his every strum and sway. When the collector took it, Marcus froze mid-song. His fingers slipped from the strings, and he stared at his hands as if they belonged to someone else. He never played again. The disappearances were subtle at first, dismissed as stress or exhaustion, but as more people lost their shadows and their sense of self, the city began to feel the weight of something sinister. Whispers spread, rumors of a figure who walked among them, unseen but not unfelt. Detective Samuel Graves was assigned to the case. A seasoned investigator with a sharp mind and a weary soul, Graves had seen his share of strange things. But this was different. The victims had no connection, no pattern. The only clue was their missing shadows, a detail so absurd it made his head ache. Graves began his investigation by interviewing Clara. She sat across from him, her eyes hollow, her voice flat. "I don't know who I am anymore," she said. "It's like part of me is gone." The detective's unease grew with each interview. The victims all described the same feeling, a coldness, a void where their identity used to be. And then there were the reports of the figure, a man in a dark coat, seen only in glimpses, always vanishing before anyone could get close. One night, Graves decided to stake out the city's busiest intersection. He sat in his car, watching the crowd, his eyes scanning for anything out of the ordinary. Hours passed, and just as he was about to give up, he saw it. A tall, thin man moving against the flow of the crowd, his coat billowing like smoke. The collector. Graves stepped out of his car, his heart pounding. He followed the figure, weaving through the throng, his hand resting on the gun at his side. The collector turned down an alley, and Graves quickened his pace. But when he rounded the corner, the alley was empty. A chill crept up his spine. He turned to leave, but something stopped him. His shadow, his own shadow, was gone. Panic surged through him. He stumbled back, his mind racing. He could feel it already, the edges of his identity fraying. His name, his memories, his very sense of self, all of it slipping away like sand through his fingers. The last thing Detective Samuel Graves saw was the collector standing at the end of the alley, his bag bulging with stolen shadows. And then, darkness. If you found yourself gripped by this tale of shadows and stolen souls, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, so you never miss another spine-tingling story. Have you ever felt a chill you couldn't explain, or glimpsed something lurking just out of sight? Share your eerie encounters in the comments below, and if you're brave enough, explore our other haunting tales. Until next time, stay curious and watch your shadow.